Hi, everyone. Remember me? It's been a little while since we've done a Facebook Live. Testing. Is this thing on? I had to even remind myself how to do this. It was like a learning process all over again. No kidding. Whose idea was it to turn off the water? You know, the last time that we've had measurable rainfall was in the middle of August. There hasn't been much to talk about, Matthew, and basically we've been just looking back at it, and we need the rain. We need the rain in a major way. However, look at the bottom of your screen, whatever smart device you might be using, your phone, your tablet, whatever. Watching this on the computer. Is a pattern change coming soon? Yes, there is. There is a pattern change that's coming. We are about to see a major change in the weather. However, man, has it been warm. I mean, it's truly been warm. So we've got some big time changes coming our way. Let's dive into it. I've got Fox coming up here pretty soon. I'm soloing it tonight. Zach is off today. Peyton is working in the morning. Josh is probably riding some roller coasters right now at Universal, having a good old time. So, but we're holding down the fort here in the weather lab. Let's take a look at what we've got. So, yes. Record warmth the next 2 days, and when does it turn cooler? Well, that's happening pretty soon. However, yeah, we're not going to be cooling off the next couple of days. In fact, look at these temperatures, 87 and 90, and if you're wondering if that was record-breaking, it absolutely was. Broke it by 3 degrees in Fayetteville, so it's been a warm weather pattern. All the jet stream energy has been way to the north, but guess what? That is about to change significantly as we go into next week. And that's why I'm highlighting this and doing this little Facebook Live. So another thing is the fire danger. It wasn't as high today, even though the winds were strong. And that's because dew points started to return. So look at all these burn bans. We all have all but 11 counties in Arkansas under county burn bans. So I've seen this before. This has happened before, but this is definitely a top 7 long-lasting drought. In fact, we've had 27 days of no rainfall. Yesterday was 26. Now we're making it 27. Here's a look at it. This was as of yesterday. So we got to update that because yesterday we didn't see any rain. There was some isolated shower activity in spots, but it wasn't really happening a lot of places. But maybe some of you saw some isolated rain showers. In fact, we'll show you that. But there's the precipitation total, 26 days. It's now the 7th driest stretch on record. There is no way we get to the driest stretch, which was back in 1953. That's just not going to happen. But you can see on the climatology, or should I say 55, 56. So there's the rainfall that happened this morning. It was just a little bit of isolated thunder activity, and this is why we've got rain chances the next couple of days. So there you see it right there on the satellite and radar, and you can see that little pop-up activity that's developing. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty sweet. So I've got that inflatable screen myself with a big projector. Doesn't work during the daytime. You got to have probably a $20,000, $30,000 projector in order to see it in the daytime. It's your Foot Lambert's probably. I did a lot of research on that. That's pretty cool though, to see a big Dan. You don't need to see me anymore in a big screen. That's pretty ugly. But here's a look at what we've got with all those burn bans that are in effect. But let's just dive into it, shall we? Let's just get to the goods. We got a major pattern change that's beginning to develop. In fact, Merle says right here, think the runoff could be an issue next week because the ground is so dry. Absolutely could could definitely feel that moisture starting to return, which is the case. So take a look off to our west. First of all, we've got what's known as zonal flow. Zonal flow is called high angular momentum in the jet stream. And what that does is that causes the jet stream to buckle. Zonal flow, the reason it's called zonal is it's going from time zone to time zone. But let's show you this. As we look at the water vapor, you can really see that jet stream remaining north. However, we're starting to see signs that the jet stream will be dipping a little bit farther south. Now, check this out on water vapor. You're starting to see all that zonal flow. We're about to see some big time changes ahead. Let's get into it and show you on the jet stream map. So, this is exciting news because I do believe, even though we don't know the exact timing of this rain, I do believe that widespread rain is looking likely. So, here's the jet stream. Notice it's way up to the north. But throughout the next couple of days, we do have isolated rain chances. In fact, you can see that system that's swinging in Wednesday, and then another one, fast-moving system that zips in Thursday. In fact, there's a severe weather risk in Missouri, northern Missouri and Iowa, and I'll show you that here in just a bit. But there's a look at the big dip of the jet stream. Now, check this out. Next week, as we get into Halloween, exciting that we got rain chances, maybe not so exciting that it could be right around Halloween time. And the reason for that, trick-or-treating, kids being out, we've got some widespread rain. Look at that massive dip in the jet stream. Now, here's what's going to happen. Multiple pieces of energy, disturbances coming from Baja. This is a typical Baja blast right here. And will moisture return? That remains remains to be seen. That's still remains a question, but that's a lot of jet stream energy, and that could lead to quite a bit of rainfall. Let me show you this on the future track for the European model. And you're going to notice here by Tuesday night, we're starting to see some rain develop. But watch what happens on Wednesday. Widespread rain and storms. I'll step through that a little bit slower. This is some pretty heavy rain. And on top of that, with that southwest flow continuing, you got to know it's southwest flow means, oh no. That means, well, in this case, we're excited about it. But there could be even some severe weather potential. And then that front kind of lifts northward. So this is setting up to be some much needed rain. And by the way, the ensembles are showing a big time pattern change. It's pretty much going to happen. The question is, what day does it rain? I do believe it's Wednesday into Halloween. This is a very large system that's going to bring some widespread rainfall. There you see it Thursday afternoon into the evening. And then on Friday, November 1st, we still have that southwesterly flow. So that's just going to lead to multiple chances of rain, a stalled out front. And finally, look at that. That is some much needed rain coming our way. If we look at the 6 to 7 day outlook, or the 7-day precipitation forecast, it does show some rain. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't show a lot. And the reason for this is because this does not include the October 30th into the 31st time frame. Matthew said, I might just go out and sit out in the rain and enjoy it. No kidding. But because that rain could come down pretty heavy, there could be some runoff issues. Now, if we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, and I do believe this, and it makes sense because the pattern really does favor above average precipitation, there is a good tip to the scales about it being possibly wetter than normal across the nation's midsection. And that is totally possible. Now, let me show you what happens for tomorrow. We've got a frontal boundary that's moving in, and we can't discount some isolated showers. So this front is going to push in. It kind of stalls out as we go throughout the day on Wednesday, but watch a little bit of isolated activity pop up. See that? In southeastern sections of northwest Arkansas and the River Valley could see some isolated development, very limited. Now, what happens on Wednesday night is, remember that system that you saw that's zipping in, that will lead to that warm front lifting back to the north. This will cause some warm air advection showers Thursday morning. So therefore, we've got 2 chances of limited rain. And you'll see that here on the 2-day precipitation forecast. So tomorrow afternoon, a little 20% that pops up. Another chance as we go into our Thursday early morning. It doesn't look like a lot of 20%, but it is. I mean, we do see those rain chances kind of popping up here and there. And remember, we've got that fast-moving system zipping in. So let me show you this as we look at our big, huge system that's organizing and developing. So first of all, we're stopping it right here because this is that fast-moving system. In fact, stand by. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the scene camera view so I could just get it on full screen here. There we go. So now you're going to be able to see that system zipping in Pacific Northwest. It's right now about to move over Denver. This is the spins in the atmosphere. Remember, the precipitation is out ahead of this, but you can see some rain working its way in potentially Thursday night into Friday morning. That makes sense. That system zips out, and it's going to be noticeably cooler because you got to know it's northwest flow. See these little small disturbances? Not a lot, but enough rain where we could see maybe a few showers or enough energy. Now, the next system, though, this is where uncertainty lies. Look at that, though. That is massive. And someone asked about severe weather potential. So, Mason, if you look at the SPC outlook for day 8, which, let's just say there hasn't been anything that's really been needed to be watched. But if we go to day 8, I'll bring this up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we go to, let me bring this up on present. So this is the Storm Prediction Center day 8 outlook. First of all, day 4 through 8. When it says potential too low, that means there's no severe weather potential at all. But when it says predictability too low, which by the way is the day 8, that's Tuesday into Wednesday. So I do believe that time frame, October 30th, is what we're looking at. And you can see predictability too low showing up. Now, what that means is severe weather is going to be a possibility, but it's too early to predict exactly where that is going to be. So that's what we've got. Devin, what are you confused about? Just DM'd you photos. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Because I love putting that screen up, but it was a little breezy. A barn on the side of the barn, you don't have to worry about a screen flying away. That's pretty handy. It's pretty helpful. Okay, so Devin, I don't know what you're confused about, but we've got some energy coming in, and it's going to lead to some widespread rain and storms. Now, if we're looking at the severe weather risk, this is the severe weather risk for Thursday into Friday. Remember that system that zips in Thursday? That is the severe weather potential for Thursday. On Wednesday, look at what we've got. Little isolated storms. Remember that frontal boundary is pushing in, and that's going to allow for some storms to develop. Yeah, no kidding on that one, man. 4K projectors aren't cheap. I mean, if you're going to buy a nice one, you're probably dishing out a couple of grand, couple thou. No, Virginia is not in danger. Now, I got to say one more thing before I leave you tonight, because I've got to do Fox here pretty soon. This is the latest fall foliage map, and this is from the Foliage report, just released today. And you will notice that, let's see here. This was a week ago, and this is currently. So we've got high color across northwest Arkansas. And that makes sense. Higher elevations of the Boston Mountains and the Ouachitas are going to change quicker. And we've got high peak color that's over parts of Madison County. Now, here's my deal. You have got to get out if you want to do some fall foliage picks this weekend, because next weekend there may not be any leaves left on the trees. And I will say that it's not the best year for fall foliage. It was a little dry. I know it wasn't the best, but remember the sunshine coming out is what makes those colors really pop. So this weekend is going to be a great weekend to take those photos. But there's the peak color in parts of Washington, Madison County. And the problem is next week, those winds are really going to whip up. Adam, you could turn on the lights, by the way. Yeah. We got to get ready for Fox. But check this out. This is the wind that's going to be cranking up. See those isobars? We're talking some pretty stout winds for next week in response to this system coming in, especially Monday. Monday is going to be real warm and real windy. And there were already leaves flying off the trees like mad today, and they seem to all land in my yard. My backyard was just full of leaves. So again, to recap, over the next few days, we have isolated rain chances with a frontal boundary moving in. I know the drought is nuts, no doubt about that. We haven't closed ours. We're keeping it open the whole year, and we're going to be picking out leaves like every 5 minutes. They just went nuts today. You have all the leaves, okay? Well, I'll take a picture of my leaves and send it to you. But maybe you got all your neighbors' leaves. I know I do. That's for sure. Happy day. No kidding. That makes a huge mess, especially on the concrete. But all right, guys. Well, I got to run. Quick recap. Rain chances tomorrow afternoon into the early evening with that frontal boundary. Then it pushes back to the north or pulls back to the north as a warm front. That will bring some isolated rain Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon will be record warmth. Friday, we get that front to push in. That's going to allow for some rain chances in the early morning hours on Friday. That's that system zipping through. That brings severe weather across Missouri and Iowa. We'll be quiet for Saturday. Great for the more than pick walks. Sunday, we've got a few more isolated showers because that front sticks around. Monday, that front rips back to the north as a warm front. That will be warm and humid conditions, and then that leads to rain chances and widespread rain, and finally removing our drought conditions, which, by the way, are obviously pretty dire. If you've seen it, you know it. Let me show you that, and then we'll move along. So we have that extreme drought across northwest Arkansas. So there you go. Extreme drought across a good portion of the area. Not as much in the river valley, but those numbers are starting to drop in terms of the surplus of rain. 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute left, guys. Jackie, what do you got going on for Fox right here? Got Jacqueline House in the background doing a Facebook Live. What are you talking about on Fox tonight?
Early election numbers. So record-breaking numbers in Benton and Washington County that we turned out to. So we both started yesterday.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a community in Springdale. It's a mobile
I can't hear you, by the way.
Behind the Springdale Country Club. They have been without gas
for
several days, so it's been hard to heat and cook for their families. So
that's not good. Yeah, we have a lot of gas. The natural gas kind, not the other can. Yes, we have plenty of gas at my house. But anyways, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. There's an election. Yeah, right. You know about that. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.